We're live. Hello, everybody.
Hi, it's somewhere between 1858 and 7 p.m.
We're
It
vaguely
does
within
actually,
the
on my
realm.
clock, it has just turned to 1859, so that is correct. Like,
It's somewhere
I've even
within.
got set time automatically on.
Well, where are you? Where is it setting time from? It could be setting time from the internet or something, and the
Okay, I
internet's wrong.
just turned it off and back on, and I think it's fixed it.
So it was the internet's fault.
Wait, sync now.
I can't believe
Okay,
this
guys,
is what we're
welcome-
opening with.
Welcome to P.L.O.P, the podcast where we set our time to the internet.
Yeah. Welcome to P.L.O.P, everybody. I hope you've set your time for 7 p.m. GMT to come watch P.L.O.P. That joke won't age so well during the VOD. I've been hit with an affliction of belching the moment we started. I've had to...
Wow, so wait, guys, we've graduated from episode 1, which was deliberate fart noises, to episode 4, accidental burps. So we're really...
And to
This
think,
is the best thing...
I left the Formula One Virtual Grand Prix for this, for the farts and belches.
What? Okay, I have a couple questions about the virtual Grand Prix, and why isn't it called Grand Prix?
They're French.
Fuck. Damn. I'm not
Also, you
sure I
can
do want
spell
to hear
it
about the Grand Prix anymore.
P-R-I-E-S, I think.
Oh, that's better.
But that might be the plural, I'm not sure.
So I do have a couple of questions about this virtual Grand Prix.
Mm.
And that's what
Leclerc down to P4! Fuck. Is that because of his 3-second time penalty?
Okay, so the discourse about the F1 virtual Grand Prix has already started between Headmod Sam and Jacob. Please explain.
You took his mod away.
I don't know when I took his mod away. It was accidental.
He's not a mod anymore.
I'm gonna remod him.
Hardly head mod.
Mod. There you go. He's modded now. Happy. Who? Okay, right. Tell me who is Arthur Leclerc.
Arthur. Whoa. That's offensive.
Why is that offensive?
It's Arthur Leclerc.
Leclerc. Isn't there another?
Pronounce his name properly.
Isn't there another racing driver called Leclerc?
So there is an actual F1 driver called Charles Leclerc.
See, I
believe Arthur Leclerc is his brother
in the virtual one.
And I think he does racing in a different thing, but he's basically for the virtual Grand Prix. They've got a bunch of like celebrities, and there's a couple of F1 drivers in there. There's some YouTubers in there. The goalkeeper for a football team is in there.
As in playing.
He's driving in his little rig at home, little racing rig with his steering wheel.
That's cute. I like that.
So this is really just professional Mario Kart.
In essence.
I mean, no, because I'm sure that is an actual thing. It's professional Formula One 2020.
Is there no Formula One 2021 yet? Well, I guess it has only turned to 2021, but they normally come out a year in advance.
I think the F1 games aren't stupid.
I mean,
this bugs me. Like, why would you bring? It's like
they come out a year in advance.
Why?
Because I don't know.
Why?
Cody, can I ask what quality we're streaming at? Because it's saying we're streaming at 1080p on my thing, and that doesn't sound right.
That's probably just Twitch.
I think that might be Source. If there is,
we're streaming a solid 1080p, 720p stream.
Oh, if there is any problems with quality, just shout at me in the chat, and I'll try and fix it on the fly. But we're working on it.
And I don't think you can in OBS. I think you'd have to stop the stream.
Okay. Well, it's teething problems. It's not like we've been doing this for a month.
Yeah,
we're fine.
We have been.
We're getting a lot of buffering
now,
on my end, but it could be our internet. But oh well.
Let's see.
So Jacob, what are you hoping from this Grand Prix? What are you hoping will happen?
I'm hoping that the Ferraris win because they never win in real life.
The Ferraris. Oh, I like them Ferraris.
And Arthur Leclerc is one of the Ferrari drivers, which is why I was annoyed.
Shit. Well, given the how would you say, the fact that this is entirely online, is there anything technically stopping someone from just boosting their speed up using numbers? From just clicking a little button and going, I'm going like...
That would be hacking, Lex.
See, the thing is, they know It's not like a lobby of people. They've like specifically chosen the people, and they have like access to their streams and stuff. So I feel like if
But
somebody
might
did
there
that,
not-
they would notice, and then everybody would just shit on them.
But they could get quite far whilst they were using the aimbot. Is the issue?
Aimbot. Okay, what is an aimbot going to do in a racing game?
Steers for you.
The AI drove you. Like the AI in a racing game is going to take the perfect line every time if it's all like max difficulty.
Oh, well, so that's just
So-
better than people are.
Maybe.
Why don't we have actual robots driving F1 cars yet?
Because then it would just be who
Because
can
that would be
code the
boring.
best computer.
But then it could be a bit like Robot Wars, and we could watch them crash without feeling any sort of
No, but the
moral
thing is-
difficulty.
The
That
thing
is
is,
true.
they'd never crash.
Because if they were all coded perfectly,
What if we
that's a weird
What if-
thought.
Experiment. coded them with a taste for violence?
Just a taste, though.
Also,
As a
occasionally, like that RNG machine just goes, "Yeah, I'm going to take this bastard out."
Yeah.
They've got
we
sensors.
programmed them with a temper.
Twitch.tv/Manoffel says in our
Headmod
Twitch chat,
Monophilamaha.
the self-driving race car immediately crashed. So apparently that's also happened.
So apparently they coded in a sense of sentience into it, and it decided that it didn't want to live anymore and just killed
What
itself.
is my purpose? You race cars. Oh,
Oh
my
my
god.
That's it.
But he's also
That's the
carrying
end
a
of the
little
stream.
a little
We just
thing of
referenced Rick
butter.
and Morty. We can't go. Oh, I can't believe you made a reference to Rick and Morty, Jacob.
But the thing is that self-driving F1 cars are also
I'm
carrying
afraid, Cody, that's the way the news goes.
lick my ball.
Stop!
Grass tastes bad. Did you know
Oh,
that, Cody? That grass tastes
I
bad.
don't even know what episode that's a reference to.
I've no clue. I've not heard that.
That's the first interdimensional cable one, I think.
Oh, I'm
I
answering
think-
my eyes, Johnson. Let's not just quote
See,
Rick
I-
and Morty because
I
it won't
I'm
be
afraid
fun.
that I'm not high IQ enough to actually
Oh.
really understand this
It's
conversation.
it's from the one where they have all the alien parasites being the kooky characters. That's where the catchphrase is from.
Oh,
Lick my balls. Haiku sounds like the name of a millennial company. That it's like we make water and juices that increase your IQ, and everybody would buy it for 1 year, and then they would
and
immediately
you
crash.
also drink them when you go on hikes.
Yes. Oh my god,
Well,
that
then
could
there'd
actually
also-
work.
There'd also be hike
We could-
to and on then.
What?
Shit, fuck.
Haiku.
QAnon.
Oh my god, maybe this is just the intellectual episode of P.L.O.P
If
because it made
we-
reference to Rick and Morty and QAnon.
And QAnon. But the thing is, if we just sold 4 different types of Haiku water for each Hogwarts house, we would get all the millennial money in the world.
That'd be one of the special offers, and when we stop it, everyone would kill themselves and our sales would go down. But then when we bring it back a week after, the sales would triple.
Man,
Why aren't drinks company like having flavors like personality flavors? Because that would work.
shit.
Oh my
my
god!
God,
Imagine a Myers Briggs,
Imagine exactly where I was going.
Take the 7-Up personality test.
and they have 7 personalities. That's a great idea.
Shit.
They're all the same.
Man.
We just don't change the flavor, but we say that they're changed and get people to fight
lemon.
over it.
It's got
Slightly
lemon
different,
flavor,
but
yellow
functional.
lime flavor.
Yellow lime flavor.
This one has 20 grams of sugar, whereas this one has 21 grams of sugar.
Oh, I'm definitely a 21 gram of sugar type of dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I think Haiku is my business pitch. My business pitch for this episode. I think Haiku could work.
It could.
It's drinks.
You've got a business pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I've just come up with it right now.
You're competing with my. I mean, that's a business pitch, I guess. Mine's an invention.
Listen, it's just a mini one. I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes, unless you want.
Although
me
if you
to.
did, my handy dandy Toe Stepper 3000 would help with that.
Oh my god, the
Fuck you,
competition. Was it Toast
What
Stepper
does that even
3000?
do?
Yeah.
Is it a shoe?
And they're branded off the
It's a
Hogwarts
shoe
houses.
with retractable cleats just in the front part.
Retractable what?
Cleats.
What's a cleat? That sounds like something you'd call me.
It's a Mexican clitoris. No, I'm sorry.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, maybe
You
this.
tell that you can tell that Cody isn't a very sporty person if he doesn't know what cleats are.
I don't know what a cleat
It's true.
is. We never had
Bottom
to
of
use
a
them in
football shoe.
taekwondo. Can I...
That would be a war crime.
What is a cleat? I've just
You
spelled
know the
it.
studs they have in shoes.
Oh, are
in
they
football
called?
boots.
Are they called
They're
cleats?
cleats.
I thought they were called,
Yeah.
you
They
know,
are.
studs.
Well, yeah.
Imagine if you had,
Well,
if
when
I had
wear them,
studs.
they're studs.
Imagine if I had studs in my shoes, but I was in taekwondo. I would kill someone.
Do they also have body armor?
Well, I mean, in the Olympic taekwondo they do.
What's your guys? So when I was watching this virtual Grand Prix, my dad entered the room and started asking questions about it
Right. I
because
mean,
he's an old man.
we don't know anything about it either.
It's an esports thing, basically. It's esports F1,
But it's genuine F1, like sponsored and set up by F1.
Yep, it's for charity. The winning team gets £100,000 for charity.
Oh, for charity. Who's charity?
Depends what the team.
Oh,
Which
no, but
team
what
wins.
race is called charity? Is that a German name?
Charity is clearly a very, very Amish American name.
Cody, come on. Charity is such a silly name for any person to have. Anyway, Jacob, how's your girlfriend Modesty?
No.
Oh, no comment. Anyway, let's move swiftly onwards. So your dad came in.
Yeah, he started asking questions like, "Oh, this isn't a real. They're playing a video game." I was like, "Yeah, but they're like esports drivers." He's like, "Ah, it's not a sport; it's a game."
It's an electronic sport.
And then I got onto the point of like chess being they're trying to get chess in the Olympics, and I wanted your guys' takes on that.
See, I do think chess. I very much appreciate the new sort of renaissance chess has had because I think it's a good game, and I like. It's got it's. I just find it interesting, effectively, and I like all the pros for the most part. It's got a nice community around it, but whether or not it should be at the Olympics, is it an Olympic kind of sport?
The question is if it's a spectator sport. Yeah, Sam's just moderated in the chat, twitch.tv/Manafalomoha has just said that he can't imagine a worse spectator sport than chess.
Poetry would be a better spectator sport.
But is it
than
slam poetry?
And if they fight while they do it.
It's poetry, but it's competitive haikus, like that episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Sokka gets into the poetry academy.
We're hoping if we
I feel like if they could come up with some sort of, I feel like they should have like a league of poets doing slam poetry, and they're paired with athletes, and if like the winning poets allow their athletes to take performance enhancing drugs.
The poets slam Adderall, and it's just words.
What's the performance enhancing drug for chess?
Some sort of concentration thing.
Yeah,
you know, people lose weight
like
during chess tournaments.
Yeah, because it's really stressful.
Because they concentrate so much.
That's why all the worst grandmasters are really fat.
I will say this: although I don't defend chess as a spectator sport, one of my favorite ever performances ever conceived was between John Cage, a friend of the channel, and Marcel Duchamp, who's like a Dada person.
Is John Cage a friend of the channel?
I mean, I like to think so. We start every minute with about 5 minutes silence. So
right, nice reference.
Yeah, it's this is the intellectual episode.
I feel like you can't just claim that people are friends of the channel.
I mean, he is dead, so I don't know what he's gonna fucking do about it.
His estate's gonna come after us. Every time we're silent for more than like a second, he's like, copyright! That's a piece from my...
Technically, John Cage is always playing 4 minutes 33 these days.
But that doesn't... No,
I know. But anyway, Marcel Duchamp and John Cage had a chess match. And they just and also Duchamp's like wife was also there and subbed in for him on the second match, and they just played it with like these weird synths that would track the way that the shadows of the chess piece moves and make strange noises, and then they had TVs that were like visualizing those noises in color and in black and white, and they did that as a performance piece for like 4 hours. And during the match between John Cage and Marcel Duchamp's wife, Marcel Duchamp fell asleep. And so one of them was sleeping on Cage. And the audience just kept dribbling out. It was like watching our stream numbers go down. People just kept leaving throughout until at the end there was like 4 people in the audience, a couple of whom were asleep. Marcel Duchamp was asleep. And one of the last guys who was there stood up, clapped, and demanded an encore. They didn't even finish the second match.
So, I mean, this would have
They
been much
didn't
better
even
if it was
finish the
bullet
second
chess,
match.
I'm going to say. Because, I mean...
Bullet chess!
Because classical chess for that, it could take hours. I mean, it did.
It did.
This is why
They didn't finish
chess
the second match. They finished it over post.
Oh.
People spent
for
4
fuck's
hours
sake.
watching 1.5 chess matches.
So they should... Okay,
They're not even good chess players. Why would you? Oh,
This should have been bullet chess. There should have been 3 minutes tops. They're making a move. Oh, that would have been great. I would go to something like that.
Exactly. So why
Even
not
10
Olympic bullet
minutes.
chess then?
I don't think chess is an Olympic sport. I think it's a good sport, but I think I consider the Olympics
It's
more
sport.
with that. Okay, it's a game.
do you think the point? Do you think the distinction between sport and game is arbitrary?
Yes.
Well, what's
Good.
darts then? You know.
I mean, that is a board game. The board is just,
Oh my god, that is a big brain
Wow.
take. Oh, I was not ready for that. Dart is a board
Shit.
game, oh
Shit, dog.
fuck. My whole
God.
worldview has just been shattered. If darts is at the Olympics, it would be
perspective
great. Like everyone called Barry from every English pub would rock up, half cut, and just win gold medals. Oh, the top Olympians for darts are just so out of shape for everything else, but in darts, oh my god, they're untouchable.
imagine
what I
dart
find-
players running a triathlon, and then like at one point they have to do darts. I wonder who would win in that.
What I find really funny about darts is the idea of men's and women's darts. Because come on, guys,
No. Are you serious?
it was a
Is that a
thing for a long
thing?
time.
That's
I
just
don't think it
sexism.
still is, but it was. Yeah.
I don't think it's a thing anymore. I think I saw. Don't ask why. I think I saw a dart tournament with both men and women.
I think I have
Do you
too.
think snooker should be an Olympic sport? Because snooker is an interesting
Ooh.
game to watch, I think,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that might be a bit of a hot take because it is just,
I find snooker quite satisfying.
yeah, and like
The
you
question-
can definitely get a feel for who the players are in snooker. Like Ronnie O'Sullivan, who's like one of the best, but he constantly comes out of it and goes into it. When he steps up, he'll just he'll stay at the table for like 5 minutes and just pot all his balls because he just doesn't miss. And someone else will come up and they'll be a little bit more timid, and you get a feel for how good of a player they are and what their personality is.
Do you know what I think would make snooker better though? Like you know how they concentrate so hard, and if somebody like sneezes or coughs, they like get daggers. I think they should have like the poker table banter going on. That would make it more
That would be
interesting because
great.
it is a bit stale.
Should poker
Just
be
some
at
guy.
the Olympic? I don't think poker.
Imagine Daniel Negreanu playing snooker.
Here,
Daniel
Here is
Negreanu's
the
playing chess
question.
at the minute.
I know, but just imagine him
Pog
just
champs.
playing.
the question
snooker,
is,
but
right?
man.
We add poker, we add chess, we add snooker. Do we let them still wear the sort of normal clothes they'd wear for that, like just normal clothes for chess, or like the little bow ties and jackets for
it's the
snooker, or do we
Olympics.
make them in leotards? Because the idea of people coming out in like spandex outfits, then sitting down at a chessboard, or just picking up a little
To be fair,
snooker.
I would quite like to see like nationality team based like little waistcoats for the snooker players.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'd like to see what they do with that. That'd be kind of cool.
I think something like snooker, I think, could be at the Olympics, but stuff like poker, no. Chess, no. I don't think they're poker maybe because it's a little bit more of a spectator sport than chess, I guess. Even though there's less physical mechanics.
I would say that they're equal. I wouldn't even say poker's that much of a spectator sport. It's more about like the banter.
Yeah, for
like
that
a
reason,
podcast
I
in
don't.
many ways.
It is. I don't think poker's an Olympic sport, and neither's chess. I associate
for
the
me-
Olympics more with physical things. You know.
For me, the Olympics is like an athletic
Yeah,
competition. You
it's
know?
about.
So
Showing...
there are unathletic things in there. Like, is archery that athletic? Or
I think
Clay pigeon
archery is
shooting?
quite physically challenging. Yeah.
What about the clay pigeon shooting?
Okay. Well, I mean, it's still a
If they
physical
can have that,
skill.
they can have darts. You know.
I think we could
Well,
have
here's the
darts at the
thing.
Olympics.
I think we could have darts, but if we're gonna add poker and chess, why aren't we adding Magic the Gathering?
Because, and this is something Headmod Sam just said in the chat. If it's something you need to understand, because you need to understand the rules of poker and the rules of chess to enjoy them, and same Magic the Gathering. That's not really in the spirit of the Olympics. You just need to be able to turn it on at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning after you got sloshed on a Friday night, watching it and be like, oh, this is good. I think I could get into this, because that's what the Olympics is all about.
So therefore, darts still works.
Yeah, because everyone knows what's happening in darts. You can see the points, and everyone thinks that I reckon I could be good at this. After watching darts.
Are there any animes about darts?
No, but there should be.
There should be.
With a really sleazy.
Could you imagine he
sort
like
of
throws
soundtrack.
it and then it goes into slow motion and then you get the take of everybody watching?
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, which place is gonna? He needs the triple 20s in order to win. And then it just like.
But that
And
can't
it
be.
completely
That would only happen if he got 180.
And then like somebody has like an anime power where like the dart almost hits a point and then it just like glitches out and like teleports to somewhere else. That's how stupid it would get.
That sounds amazing.
Darts anime, I would.
What's you guys' favourite Olympic sport?
I don't really watch them.
What?
It's a weird one, but I really like diving. I think diving's great.
I quite like watching diving.
I don't think diving is that interesting to watch. I'll be honest.
I remember watching the diving last time. I was like, oh, and China completely destroyed.
I'd see if I was watching diving, I wouldn't really know what I was looking at. What counts as good unless you belly flop.
It's
and
how
kill
cleanly
yourself.
you go into the water. It's like it's like you're trying to disturb as little water as possible as you enter it.
Diving
Like, it's
just
about
seems like
the
a less
crazy
interesting
flips.
kind of the athletic ones they do. With like the flippy stuff, like the I don't know what.
Well, you
the name
flip
is.
on your way in, and then you try to.
Yeah, you're not
Come
just
in like
like,
a-
pencil
Yeah,
jumping
yeah.
into some water.
That would be great.
That would be a bold move for one of because they judge you on like how crazy your flip is. But maybe somebody just came up
They just
and
do
did a belly flop,
They do a
fucking belly flop and died because they like jumping from like 20 meters up.
Someone
or
does a
something.
720 flip but lands perfectly straight and just pencil drops in. I
Lands
kept my leg.
perfectly
Keep your legs
on
straight
one
when you hit the
heel.
water. I kept my legs straight. Spike.
No, the real power move is to land perfectly on one heel and not go down into the water because you're actually Jesus.
Also, that was a flushed away reference for anybody not in the know.
Sure, it's good.
It is really good.
Did you guys know that Sam reminded me?
Head mob on
that-
Omaha.
Yeah, sorry. That the main villain in Night at the Museum is played by Dick Van Dyke.
Did not know that. No. What? Who
Wait.
even is the villain in the first Night in the Museum?
Do you remember?
movie?
So there's the day guards, or like the older night guards
Yeah.
who leave
Yeah.
Ben Stiller on his own, and one of them's got like white
Yeah,
hair.
that is Dick Van
It's
Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
never noticed it
I'm
as
gonna
a kid.
ask a question that might get me judged.
Oh my god! Go on, fucking piece of shit.
What is Dick Van Dyke known for?
Mary Poppins.
And Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, so okay,
He was like the biggest Hollywood star for a long.
right. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I mean, I knew his
You have
name.
the Dick Van Dyke Show, which is pretty impressive for being the only prime time TV show of its era to have both a swear and a slur in the name.
Yeah, Dick Van Dyke. It's a good name, that, isn't it? Dick Van
That is
Dyke.
just his name, though, isn't
It's a stage
It is,
name.
it
though.
is.
It's not his real name,
I
surely.
think it's just.
Or is it
find
Richard
out.
Van Dickens or something?
Richard Von Dickens the Third, and he renamed himself. I was at work today.
It's Richard Wayne Van Dyke. Van Dyke is his
Oh, wow,
surname.
Van Dyke,
Like
what a
the beard.
So and Dick is short for Richard. What a legend.
Mm. Mm.
So I keep seeing people talk about F1 in the chat, and I keep seeing Arthur Leclerc mentioned, and I've heard a little bit about F1 over the last few weeks or so from both you, Jacob, and the head mob, Monopoly Omaha, and I was at work, and a lot of people wanted eclairs today, and every time I served an eclair, I heard Sam go Charles Leclerc just in my head, because he has a certain way of saying it, and I couldn't shake it. And there was a period of time where people were coming in and asking for eclairs for like an hour straight, and I couldn't get it out of my head. And that's the end of my work story. I just wanted to share.
Did you fumble any and just completely drop them and ruin the whole day for people?
Nearly,
very
yes.
relevant.
I nearly left some tongs in an oven. That could have gone really badly, but I didn't, thankfully.
It's better than leaving them in a microwave.
True, a microwave would take the place down.
If I ever come into your Greg's whilst you're working, I will ask for a Charles Leclerc, and I will expect you to know what I mean.
I will know exactly.
Maybe I'll ask somebody else. And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, oh, just ask Cody.
Well, I mean, the thing about that is, the flaw in that plan is that Charles Leclerc and Cream Eclair sound, very similar.
They might just hear it that way.
Yeah.
But if they go, what? And I'll be like, I'll ask Cody. And I just like the idea of, like, you're around the back or something, and somebody comes to you saying, a guy's asked for a Charles Leclerc, and I don't know what you mean.
Say,
know.
You come in
just
and
ask
say,
for a Charles.
or ask for an Arthur, because that's even further removed.
Yeah, but I won't remember that Charles Leclerc has a brother called Arthur.
Okay, just ask for a Charles. And get really angry when they don't know what you mean.
Oh,
what kind of institution is this establishment?
To be fair, people have done that to me when I've been working. They've said a word, and I'm like, I don't know what you mean. And they just keep saying the same word over and over again. I'm like, mate, I'm trying to understand you, but you need to come up with a synonym.
Do you have?
I don't know what you mean. It might be my fault, but I don't know. I can't help you.
What was your time working at where you worked like?
Pretty largely boring.
And what did you do?
So I worked at Go Outdoors, the camping and outdoor exploration discount store.
Discount in
It is a discount
commas.
store, and they con you with this fucking discount card that you have to spend £5 to get in order to get the discounted prices. Otherwise, you're paying like full retail price for everything, and it's bullshit. Just sell the things at a cheap price. Stop trying to con people in with £5 memberships for a year, just so you can get extra £5 out of them. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, but it saves money because it pays for itself because I got the discount on the shoes." It's a fucking con.
I bet all of those membership cards really add up for the company.
Do you know how much they cost to make?
What, the cards?
The cards are like a plastic, kind of like driver's license style card. I mean, there's not a photo or anything on it.
20 pence.
I think for like 100, it was 1 pence.
Oh my god!
It was something like that. I was told once. It was something stupid like
The
that.
returns on that are mental.
But I quite like the people I work with for the most part.
That's true. That's true in every job, though, isn't it?
No. Some people.
I don't know.
Sometimes you work with just absolute bastards.
Well,
Yeah.
there's always at least one person you get on with. I find.
Yeah, a lot of it was quite boring because it's retailing. Most of the time, you just stand there doing nothing because you've done all the jobs because you're the only competent person working there. So their workload expectations are incredibly small.
Yeah.
But the discount card thing caused a lot of contention with customers. So you get RC customers. You're already guaranteed RC customers in retail, but having some bullshit thing like that just extremely raises the price, like the chances of getting RC customers.
I mean, for
The
good
most
reason.
fun I had at working that job was on, oddly enough, Black Friday.
That seems like a really odd day to have fun.
Because there was lots of staff in, and I was put on the shoe department for that day. But there was already
And Jacob loves feet.
there was already 3 other people there, and the manager decided to work. Basically, the manager, whenever he'd done all his admin, he'd work the shoe department because I think he quite enjoyed it. So there was 4 other people on the shoe department. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be stood here, not doing anything. I'll just do the odd jobs. So I just ran around, putting like returns back out or things people didn't want back out onto the shop floor, and just running around helping people. I kept busy, and I mostly avoided the customers, and it was great.
Nice. So you were you were running around putting out fires all day.
Not really fires.
Well, no, they weren't urgent.
And I won't accept that wow of disdain at the manager, because he was actually a top-notch bloke.
But I mean, like when you said he really enjoyed the shoe department, it was like, wow.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not.
I think he liked talking to the people.
Oh, okay. I mean, is the shoe department a very customer-facing department?
Well, because people come in, and you have to interact with the staff to get the shoes, because they're all like behind. Yeah. And he just talk, and people ask for recommendations, and you just get like conversations more with people in the shoe department than anywhere else.
He knew his way around a shoe, did he?
He did.
He was a
One time at that job, somebody literally asked me how long a piece of string was. That was quite funny. I had to find out.
What kind of answer were they expecting?
Well, they had a piece of string. They had a piece of string. It was like, "Can you tell me how long this is?" And then they saw what they did, and we had a bit of a chuckle. And then I went off and measured it.
So it wasn't just
and then
like
I walked away without measuring.
I thought you meant they were asking for like the arbitrary measurement of the standard piece of string.
Because they had the lace, and they wanted to replace their lace, so they wanted to know what length lace to get. Oh, another thing about that job,
they wanted replacements.
Oh.
They did. Was during the summer. When people bought loads of tents, sometimes they'd bring the tents back to be replaced, and there was basically if you broke the poles, they weren't covered and you couldn't return it, and that got a lot of people very angry.
Don't you mean that they were returning their tents because those were past tents?
Yes.
Why do we still invite you here?
Otherwise, it'd just be Pop without Lex.
Yeah, the Alien
Please,
plots.
Lex, our podcast. So there's a couple of times where I saved some. I like to think I saved some of like the new young staff from the evil tent people returning tents.
That's always a good feeling.
I was like, oh, it's this person's first week. I've just saw somebody walk in with a tent and go to the tills. I'll hop on a till and deal with this. And one time. This guy I told is like, oh, is the tent's broken? And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, they're not covered by the warranty. And he got immediately pissy and started like, and basically one of the managers ran down because he thought he was going to punch me in the face because he like started, posturing and stuff. I was like, I mean, thanks for coming, but I wasn't bothered. I didn't even notice that he was trying to threaten me, honestly.
Do you think you would have been able to take this customer in a fight though?
I would have just told him to piss off.
What, after he punched you in the face?
He's not actually gonna. If he punches me in the face, he's not gonna. It's gonna be on security tape. He's just not gonna do it.
This is a theoretical conversation. He's bloodlusted over this tent.
I can take a punch in the face. It might hurt, but he's not gonna kill me. There'll be people around to stop him. He's not like he's gonna just like jump over a fucking tail desk and just batter the shit out of me.
But he is also holding a tent, so he could use.
Tents are heavy. He can't wield. He put the tent on the fucking desk, mate.
He's bloodlusted. He can pick up the tent.
So basically, the moral of the story is: if you're gonna buy a tent, check the poles before you buy it. Ask them, can we just check the poles? Because I don't want them to be broken.
So Jacob, have you got an invention for us today?
I fucking do have an invention for you today.
Okay.
So printers.
I'm aware of them.
And you know how they made 3D printers? So, you got your like nice office printer, get your your
4D printers.
You get your on your normal office printer, you get your transcript for your novel. It's 1,000 pages long. Who would have thought? Funky. And your 3D printers, you can get little, third-party replicas of Games Workshop minis. Yes, that's right. We can't have an episode of P.L.O.P without referencing Warhammer.
But also, don't tell don't tell them we said that because they'll kill us.
Brian, don't listen to this.
Don't listen to this one or the last one. We said some horrible things about you.
Listen, I haven't seen Brian GW in the chat. I know his Twitch handle.
I bet it would be.
But what if you
Okay.
wanted a pair of socks or a scarf? The loom printer. It just
Yes.
you get like a file, you feed it in
Oh
some
my
like yarn. It just
Fucking god! This is just a knitting
it prints
machine.
it prints no, but it prints you out like a custom jumper.
This
How
already
sick would that be?
exists.
Yeah, but not on the home. Does it exist? I've never seen
Yeah,
one.
it exists. There's like auto knitters.
Hey, no.
Yeah,
what
maybe
Jacob's trying to
industrial
do
fucking
here-
ones.
What Jacob's trying to do here is to bring technology available to the average Vietnamese child into our homes.
Oh,
Yes,
I mean
because
that's
that will
actually
stop
not.
child labour.
That is actually not a bad idea, all things considered.
It's like, you can
Although I
like
would
knit
like
out
to-
some little knitty doodads for you. It's great.
Here's the counterpoint, though. You are trying to technologically replace grandmas.
I'm fine with that.
Whoa!
Listen.
Whoa!
Jacob
Okay,
hates
here's
his
the thing,
grandmother.
Lex. Here's the thing. Grandmas don't mass-produce knitted wares. They do them because they enjoy knitting, and then they might give them as a gift. That's not. My knitting machine isn't going to stop.
I don't think you're working.
If
your
people
grandmother
want to
hard
knit
enough,
as a
frankly.
hobby, they'll
Well-
knit as a hobby.
What?
I'll
What
be
if we
stopping.
program the knitting machine with a taste for violence?
And then
But it'll
we get
immediately crash. We've been over this.
Then we get the AI car and the AI knitting machine to fight, and the car wins.
See, if you program with a taste of violence, then you could just get like lovely leather knitted out for you.
Oh,
Like human leather.
Human-
Ah. Why don't we just hire?
It'd be great for
knitters?
serial killers who want to, wear somebody else's face on their face.
I feel like if you knitted a face, it wouldn't look quite right.
Exactly, it makes them even creepier.
If anybody ever wants to
Mm.
send us something to a PO box we are yet to set up, could you send us a knitted face, please?
That's encouraging somebody to presumably commit a crime.
No, just knit a face.
Out of wool.
I
Though to
thought
be
you meant
fair,
I thought you meant out of somebody else's.
No, out of wool. Don't kill
If-
anyone in our name, and your
Don't
own name
kill
is
anyone.
fine.
technically, though, to a vegan, knitting a face is still a crime.
No, it's not. Oh wait, yes it is.
About.
Not if it's like some synthetic wool.
True. Vegans don't like
Vegan
wool.
options are available.
Vegan at
Vegan-
Greg's.
If vegans don't like wool, what do vegans actually wear?
Polyester, cotton.
Corduroy.
Cotton. Oh, I guess.
Jacob hasn't. Twitch.tv/ Oh, sorry. Complete side note here. Had a fun conversation with my parents where they were like, because they watch the stream, because of course they do, because they're supportive. They
Thank
were
you,
like,
guys.
I
Love you.
Lex, I think you, Jacob, and Cody must see a different version of the stream because you guys keep on reading out the Twitch.tv part of the name, and we don't see that.
Oh, that's right. Here on the podcast, we're going to outlaw grandmas and hate on people's parents.
I have seen
Yeah.
the Shreddies ads. I'm not. You can't knit Shreddies with these printers.
What if
That
we
is,
would you- what
that is
if-
there is a
okay.
special chip we implant into it, into the machine to stop that.
To shreds, you say?
To shreds, you say. What if we just hired people to knit and then sent them to people's houses for a while? We
What,
also,
your own personal knitter?
yeah, we also get them to dress in maid
Yeah, but
costumes.
you also have to feed them, and
You don't have to
keep
feed
them
them. They can
warm.
bring packed lunches.
that is so dumb. Because
That's,
this thing would be
that's-
faster.
I'm just trying to create
And
work,
smaller.
guys. I'm going against my nature.
What about all
To
of the
be fair,
designers and programmers we'll be hiring to design this
That's
machine?
true.
Ooh.
That's a good.
Can we train grannies in training knitting AI?
Oh, I like that.
So you'd still have to get people to make the files to tell the machine to knit.
Can the knitting machine tell me everything's going to be all right?
We can
we can
program
add
that
that
in.
in.
We can add
That
that
is in the S class knitterometer 3000.
How much would that retail at?
$25.99
That's fucking cheap. That's so cheap.
gold bullion.
Oh right,
Oh shit.
that's a
I
lot.
don't know. I don't know how much. Can you
What?
have 25.99 bullion?
What is?
What
a
is like the
bullion?
most valuable currency at the moment? What could I say where that's like actually a lot of money?
I don't know. What is the most valuable currency at the moment? I mean, it's not yen, is it?
Jesus.
It's also not the pound.
Most
It's also
Pound,
definitely
euro.
not the dollar.
currency.
It's probably not the euro. What's
definitely
the
not the euro.
What's the Russian one worth?
They
Oh,
use-
what
they-
about
they use
whatever they
euros,
have in
don't they?
China? That's got to be worse.
Yeah,
Apparently,
but like, how I want to know what like the single whole thing is worth.
what is the
about.
highest unit in money?
Yeah.
I'm finding out according to the first website I found.
Ooh.
Because this
I've
is
gone
technically the business Bitcoin.
Yes. Apparently, the
It might be
Kuwaiti
big.
dinar for paper
Ah,
money.
the
Yeah, is
dinar.
this on treasuryvault.com/article calls /top dash 10 dash most dash valuable dash currencies forward?
No, I'm on a different website.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
fuck
is
you.
worth one Kuwaiti dinar is worth $3.29.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a big valuable fucking.
That's a big boy.
So $25.99 of them is nearly $100.
So guys,
I still think that's kind of
Yes,
cheap for this machine.
we're talking about money. This is the segue.
Money.
So, Lex and Jacob, have you heard about what's going on in the stock markets recently?
Oh, have I?
Nearly everyone I've told about this, other than you guys, have bullied me by like, straight male likes the stock market.
oh for fuck's sake!
Financial
so
illiteracy is not a joke, guys. You need to know
there's
these
so
things.
much to talk about here.
What is straight about the stock market?
I don't
That's
know.
not like an exclusively straight
Yeah,
thing.
the line's constantly changing directions. It can't make up its mind. It's bisexual.
It's bisexual. That could
Like,
be read as
that is
vaguely
kind of just like,
anti-bisexual.
oh, you're straight, I'm going to bully you for no reason.
Exactly.
So would I-
But yeah, apparently
Double
no one likes the
standards.
stock market.
Well, I'm hearing a lot about these invest men, and I think that's really nice that that's coming back into style, frankly.
What, investing?
No,
No,
vest.
men invests.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's what... Shit, is that not what...
Did we
Is
not?
that not what people have been talking about?
Did we not make that joke in the first episode somehow?
Well, because the thing is, I have prepared a top 14 list of invest men.
Actually. Is that what your thing was?
That's my special segment for today.
Your special segment that you didn't tell us about you wanted to surprise us with was based on a fucking shit pun,
And also,
Yeah.
which is we're not even going to understand because we're not
Also-
going to know any of these people.
yeah, because he kept it secret. He didn't send me the 14 men. We could have put this on the stream. But
In my defense, I thought that videos would have crashed it. Because pictures would have crashed it. Because last time we tried to do pictures, everything went really
we
slow.
fixed the stream now.
Well, I didn't fully understand that. And you know what, guys? This means that the audience get to do some investigation if they want to. They get to hear us describe
Investigation.
these men. Exactly.
Why? Okay, I just
Exactly.
have a quick question before you continue.
Mhm.
Why 14?
That's how many I thought of.
Why did you not stop at 10? Or 5?
I-
5 would have been fine.
Because it's an
There are
inclusive
so
list.
many good invest men. There are so many good men
Which
invest.
list? What
across our pop
list have
culture.
you been looking at? That
Let's
is
see if-
14.
let's see if- firstly, can we see if me and Cody can guess any of them?
Okay,
Guess the invest.
guess
man.
the invests. We need a jingle. Let's make a jingle.
Guess the invest.
Guess the invest.
Guess the invest.
Guess the invest.
Guess
Some
the
men
invest.
invests. Okay.
Presented by P.L.O.P.
Plop. That's us.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola.
We're not sponsored. Coca.
We've been meaning to say, guys, after our last stream, they got in touch with us. They were like, guys, we think you can really make people eat fresh.
The CEO of Coca-Cola is a friend of the stream after all.
He is.
Who is the CEO?
I
then?
don't know.
Are you a friend of them? 'Cause
Yeah.
true friends know each other's names, Cody.
CEO.
Oh
of...
fuck! I could have made a joke then. I could have got your name wrong. Shit! I could have called you
Well,
Toby.
Look,
What do all the Americans call you?
Corey.
Why what's fucking wrong with them?
It's more common. James
terrible. You're not even
Quincy
in
is
the
a friend of
house.
the stream.
okay,
James
so guys,
Cody.
do you want me to just start going through this list? And believe
No,
me,
we
there's
wanna
reasons
guess.
for each
We
of
wanna
them.
We want to guess. We want to guess some of them.
Okay.
Is one of them?
George Clooney.
Who's the guy?
No,
Fuck.
Who's the guy who plays the guy in that film
Wait.
about a policeman in Event?
He's actually on the list twice.
So, okay,
What's
are
his
these
name? What's his name? It's
celebrities
bothering me.
the guy from Die Hard?
Yeah, that's it. Die Hard.
Bruce.
This is a mixture of real and fictional people here.
Fictional people.
I don't know. Who's the... I can't believe we've forgotten Bruce Lee. Not Bruce Lee. What's his fucking name?
Bruce Lee.
Bruce
never
Willis.
wears the vest.
Bruce Willis. That's his name.
Is it
Bruce
Bruce
Willis
Willis?
is in fact on this list in 2 different forms.
Okay, so you're going to have to use... Listen, viewers of the VOD, I'm sorry, but I'm not quite at the point where I'm high-tech enough to edit these in. Just listen. Just get
Look.
Google open.
If you don't know what these people look like, that's on you. That is your problem. And this is about the stock market. I'm taking a Thatcherite attitude. You guys can sort that out for yourselves. I'm not going to give you everything. This isn't a welfare state.
God rest their soul.
In hell.
In hell! Okay. Always lean left. It increases the viewership.
I also
Sure it
am
does,
left.
sure
If I
it
lean
does.
left, I'm going to fall off.
I feel like if you lean right, you're just guaranteed more viewers because, like, I feel like the righties are more like, yeah, let's go
Well,
alt
let's
right
face it,
weirdness.
This is Twitch. It's a very right-wing area.
Is
what?
it?
It feels it.
Does it?
Fucking
Well, no
leftists
one
and they're
has-
thinking everything
no
is
one
right
has-
wing. Right,
No
continue
one
with
has
your list.
offered me some of their viewers. Okay, so at the bottom here at number 14, we have unfortunately got. Sorry for all you wrestle.
We
Stop.
didn't guess
Stop.
what people.
Stop.
Okay.
Da 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 da. At 14.
Coming in at number 14, unfortunately, the worst invest man is Hulk Hogan. Wonderful guy, but he always rips the vest, and I don't think that shows respect to the beauty of the vest. So, sorry for you wrestleheads out there. Hulk Hogan is at the bottom of our list, number 14.
Rip.
At number 13.
Da 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 da.
At number 13, we
da.
have. He's Keanu Reeves, yes, but he's losing a lot of points because he's in Cyberpunk. It's Johnny Silverhand.
Name. Oh, he's so bad.
He's so bad. It's just a bad game.
Who
He's a
came
bad
up with that
character.
name?
Before Cyberpunk
Who
came out,
came
it's
up
gonna
with
be
that
like Fallout
name?
New Vegas. After Cyberpunk came out, it's
I
GTA
reckon
5,
they
but
came
worse.
up with that character's name when they started development and they never changed
Johnny
it.
Silverhand actually comes from the tabletop
He's-
RPG, so
he's
shut
in the
up,
deep
both
Doesn't he?
of you.
Mm.
He's supposed to be
He is
like
in
that.
the
It's a
deep
stage name. He's cheesy.
Okay,
Hey,
we've got a
Hey, he's a
Cyberpunk
rock
defender,
star.
and he is pretty cheesy. And it ain't easy for him, to be fair.
It ain't easy.
What do number 1 will be?
Can I get another
Da 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 da.
Down, down, down,
At number 12,
down,
He's
down.
the best at what he does, but what he does, it's not that nice. It's Wolverine. The man's in a vest, but I'm putting him down this low
okay.
on the list.
No, I'm not having this. Put him at a higher position and take number 3, put him in Wolverine's position, and then put Wolverine at number 3.
I'm afraid that number 3 needs to stay there for comedic impact.
Number 2.
I'm afraid that numbers 3, 2, and 1 are all very important that they're in that order for me.
4.
Trust me, Cody, this may look like a terrible... Okay, Cody, I'm going to swap the guy out of number 4 position. The guy who was in number 4 position is now at number 12, and you are happy and comfortable with that, okay?
Yes.
Okay, number 12,
The-
third worst on our list is Tony Soprano.
That's fine. He's an ugly dude.
I can't believe he's beaten Wolverine.
Wolverine. Okay.
What are you talking about?
Also, that's the first
The reason
Sopranos
that
reference
Wolverine
on the
was-
stream.
The reason
not
that Wolverine was
Africa.
that low on the list was that Wolverine's best costume is not his vest. It's his stupid spandex with the big things on the top of his head.
What, the
That's
cartoon
fucking
Wolverine?
cool.
But now you have
Yes.
to talk about Tony Soprano,
That's
please.
cool.
Okay, number 12, Tony Soprano. He's angry. He is Italian. He likes gabagool. He wears a vest sometimes. I haven't watched The Sopranos.
It's pretty much the whole show.
That's the whole show. He has a therapist. And you know what? Men in therapy, they get respect. But clearly not enough to be anything higher than 12. Can I get another da-da-da-da-da-da?
Da 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 da.
Okay, coming in at number 11, we have Rambo, the famous Slice Stallone icon.
Again,
Now, you may
he should
think-
be higher up the list.
Yeah,
Well,
but I
here's the
feel
thing.
like
He's
Lex
gaining
doesn't
some-
like men.
That's true.
He doesn't want
He's
manly
gaining
man
some
up.
points here. He's gaining some points here for hating cops, which is pretty based.
Doesn't he
You
also
have to
hate
understand
commies,
he
though?
is. Yes, and he's a veteran, and both of those are really cringe.
That makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to
Being a
support that
veteran
message.
is cringe.
Max is, after all, a green communist himself.
I am. I'm a
He
pacifist,
the
and I hate the army.
Anyone that's in the army, if you ever see Lex in the street, you can beat him up. It's a P.L.O.P guarantee.
I feel like that is also a war crime. As long as you do with taekwondo kicks with cleated boots on.
It's fine. Cleat. Do you want another?
Okay, can I get a da?
Yeah.
I
Da
really
da
do.
da 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 da.
Coming in at sweet number 10, we have The Man Doesn't Die Hard, so it's quite low on the list, and he's also a cop. It's John McClane. Name of the movie's a lie.
A lot of
Like,
other people
you know,
die
he-
pretty hard, though.
Yeah, including the fucking dude who should have won, Hans Gruber. Coolest villain. So cool. Alan Rickman, you put Alan Rickman in a movie and you expect me to root against him? What are you doing, movie? What are you
I
doing?
mean, isn't that him in most movies he's in?
Yeah, probably. He's a bastard. He's a bastard in Love, actually. A complete piece of shit.
Yeah.
Is there somebody else called Alan Rickman in Love Actually? Wait, Love Actually? I thought you meant Love Island. I'm a fucking moron. I was like, what is Alan Rickman? May he rest in peace doing on Love Island.
Oh,
You meant
the
Love
big friend of the show.
Actually.
the reason Alan Rickman died is so he couldn't go on Love Island and just win the competition so hard that it's never on the air again. What I'm saying is, Alan Rickman being killed is a conspiracy from ITV2.
He's
I
not
love
dead.
Big beaks.
He's
and
what?
bitches with fat asses. Alan Rickman is dead. What are you talking
I know,
about?
but I was going into the conspiracy thing.
Oh,
Oh. Okay. Okay.
we kind of tanked that, huh?
Yeah. Do you want another?
Can I get
Tank
another
top.
please?
The best.
Da,
Tank top.
da, da, da,
One of these
da,
better be
da,
Leela from
da,
Futurama.
da, 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 da,
Look, this
da,
is men.
da.
Oh
Number 9,
yeah.
Leela is
Well,
very
let's just say
masculine.
Ulysses from Fallout New Vegas, the Lonesome Roan expansion.
Yeah,
I know
another
nothing
thing.
about
Yeah.
this character, but I feel like it would make Cody happy for him to be on this list. But I now realize it's going to make him unhappy for him to be this low on the list.
Do you want? I know he's in a good position. Do you want me to talk about Ulysses?
Do it, man.
He's cool.
Thank you.
Da da
Okay,
da
another
da 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 da.
Can we please stop
Coming
with the
in.
fucking
Number
da?
8. Coming in at number 8. We've seen him before on the list, but now he's in an orange tank top. That's right. It's Bruce Willis in The Fifth Element. It's Corbin Dallas.
That's a good movie.
It is. It's a good movie. He wears a funky tank top. Gary Oldman's in it. He kisses what's her name? Lilu.
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 So we have Lilu, but sadly no Lila. Can I get no, I'm not going to do that anymore.
But
Okay,
Lilu
number
is
seven.
supposed to be Futurama.
Da 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 da.
Coming in at number 7, we have Luke Skywalker during his Daggerback training.
I knew this was gonna come.
See
in.
where it
I just
is?
knew it.
He wears Yoda as a backpack. That's pretty cool. He would be higher on this list. Unfortunately, though, he does then disobey Yoda's order, and he walks into the nasty evil tree, and he faces his master, Darth Father.
He doesn't
And,
disobey an order, does he?
He does. Yoda's like, "Don't bring a lightsaber in there," and Luke's like, "I'm bringing in a lightsaber," but he has put something on over the vest there, so we can't really blame the vest.
He should be out the
But
bottom
Yoda
for
doesn't
that.
tell him to go in.
Yoda told him, "You can go in, but you'll."
I never
you'll
got
find
why he
whatever you
shouldn't
bring
bring a
with you.
lightsaber.
Don't bring a lightsaber. Because if you
Oh,
bring violence into the situation, Jacob, violence will find you.
Oh, George Lucas is an actual genius.
He is.
Please move on.
It's like pottery. Okay.
Like,
Coming in at
did you
number
say it's
6.
like pottery
Yeah.
or poetry?
He did
Either
say
one.
pottery. then.
Pottery should be in the Olympics.
Oh, could you
Shit!
imagine speed pottery?
Oh my
Who
God.
can make the best vase in
Did
the
you guys watch
that'd be
the-
tense.
Did you guys watch the The Great British Throwdown, the pottery
No,
bake
I
off
didn't.
thing.
Is
It was
good?
actually
Because-
great.
My dad
Was
watched
it?
it and said it was great, but I didn't believe
It was great.
Okay,
The
guys,
guy, like one of the main judges, he just cried at everything. He loved pottery so much.
I want
He loved pottery, and he's
Oh.
like a big man, and he's just like,
live
oh, it's
life
so
with that kind
beautiful.
of
It's
joy.
art
He could
before
rock a
him.
vest. He could rock a vest.
Can he get an honourable mention?
You can.
You
We'll
can.
do honourable mentions at the end.
But
Can't remember
before
his
number
name.
1.
Yeah. So coming up at number 6 here, we have CJ from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Because our shit, here we go again. He's been memes. He redefined the genre by letting you have sex in that one mod. That was pretty good.
That's not redefining
he's an
the
icon.
genre. That's a mod redefining the genre, not him.
Well, he was in it. I'm giving the vest credit here.
His name is Keith
Uh,
Blymer Jones. He loves pottery.
He really
Okay.
does.
Coming in at number 5, we
Please
have.
stop! Please
No,
stop!
no.
This is
No.
probably the worst episode we've done to date because
Come
of
on,
this.
guys. Please let me get to the end here. We're so
Fine.
close to home. Number
We have to
5,
have- we
Snake
have to have a
Plissken.
detox.
Who?
Snake Plissken from the classic films Escape from New York and Escape from LA.
They
The
made a
man
sequel to
inspired-
Escape to New York?
Yeah, and it's so good.
I-
He surfs a tidal wave caused by a nuclear explosion. He hang glides in with Pam Grier, who's playing a trans character because Escape from New York says trans rights. Oh, Escape from LA says trans rights. Steve Buscemi's in it. What's his name? Bruce fucking Campbell plays a plastic surgeon villain. It's very good. Snake Plissken. He's a badass. He's the best action hero. He inspired the Metal Gear series. What more can I say? Has Cody
Sounds
muted
dumb.
himself?
Yes.
Okay. I think is he angry?
Maybe he's just doing something.
That's fair. Okay. Coming in at number 4, we have in a wild switch up. Coming in at number 4, we have Wolverine.
Again?
What can I say about?
No, we
just
changed
remember
him.
he was at number 12. We swapped him with Tony Soprano.
This was the right decision. I stand by it.
He is the best. At what he
Soprano was
does.
after Wolverine.
No, Tony Soprano was at 12. We swapped them. It's like you weren't even here,
I
Jacob.
thought he decided not to swap them, and then he went on to a number 11. Who was Tony
No,
Soprano?
no. So Tony Soprano was number 4 on this list.
This is how bad this segment is. I'm just not paying attention.
I feel like that's
I
on
want
you,
to
man.
stop.
I feel like you're not getting
No,
into
no,
this.
no,
You're not
this
giving
is on-
it-
Dude,
this
I
is on
don't
you,
think
Lex.
it is on me.
This is on you. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, number 3, we have Shell from Portal 2. Unfortunately, she's not a man, so she can't be ranked higher. Coming in at number 2, we have.
Wow.
It's not
Jesus
sexist. It's the
Christ.
parameters of the list.
The list parameters are sexist.
No,
I
everything
could
is
have
a
done
sexist
invest
issue.
people. What's invest people, Jacob? That's nothing. That's nothing.
No,
That
but
would be a
invest
nothing
men
segment.
would be also invest women. Like we're all humans.
That's
What,
not
in
the
brackets?
word.
That's not
No,
a word.
you just like.
That's
why does
too-
men
listen.
have to mean just male?
Coming
True.
in at
In
number
Lord of the
2.
Rings, when they do say the race of men, they do mean every human. So actually,
Exactly.
this is Lex being sexist. Lex hates people that aren't men.
You're more sexist than J.R.R. Tolkien, and he only had 2 female characters in his
Can I
entire
just point
fucking
out that
book.
using men to refer to all people is considered sexist?
But it's cool when they do it in Lord of the Rings. Move on to number 2.
Coming in at number 2, Mamma Mia! It's Freddie Mercury. String vest,
Fair.
one of the
It's
most
hot.
iconic vests.
I was expecting to
Ever
say
around.
Mamma Mia. It's Tony Soprano again. He's Italian.
Freddie Mercury, sadly not Italian.
If
He's
you
got great
if,
teeth.
if Bowie has had a persona in a vest that I don't know about, and he's number 1, I'm gonna be fucking angry, and I'm gonna
He is
leave.
not because. Well, let's
Thank
go
God.
on to our honorable mentions. Our honorable mentions: we have the Pottery Man. We have Leela, sadly not on the list because she's not a woman and she also isn't Shell.
Lee
is a woman.
Lemons.
Lee
Just 'cause
Lemons.
He's a mutant. Oh, Lee Lemons.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you,
But,
Twitch user /
you know what is the-
IMNM.
Do you know what is the only thing that is better
I love Lee
than
Lemons.
being Freddie Mercury? is being sung about by Freddie Mercury, which means for our top spot, the number one invest man is Flash. Aha, savior of the universe. He saves every one of us. It's Flash Gordon. He's friends with Brian Blessed.
And
So
I think
and
Neil
ex-
Lemons should have been number
you
one.
expect us to believe that Flash Gordon isn't just one of David Bowie's personas.
Flash Gordon wasn't in Labyrinth.
Wasn't
Could
he?
you imagine if Flash Gordon was in Labyrinth as a
Oh
puppet?
my God.
Could you imagine if
As a
Brian
puppet.
Blessed was in Labyrinth as the main character?
Tell me that Labyrinth wouldn't have been a better movie if either Jennifer Connelly or David Bowie were replaced with Brian Blessed.
I don't see why you're saying
I
either
definitely
when
think
we could do
Jennifer
both.
Connelly,
We could
and
do
like
both.
nothing else about the character's changed. It's still like a teenage girl, but he's played by Brian Blessed, and he just punches everything he meets. In the
Can he
face
drop
while
some
shouting
F-bombs
at-
as well, like when he gets surprised?
He just when he gets to those two doors and they start doing riddles, he just tells them to
Fuck off!
And
And
he
out of
punches
fear,
through them. He opens them both at the same time or something.
with his raw
So
strength.
that was the top 14 invest men.
Now the top 14 invest women.
Right.
Go on, Lex.
I think-
Ad-lib it.
Most of these numbers 1 through 14 are all characters played by Rosario Dawson in action films.
Oh my god, I think you might be onto something there.
What about when Sigourney Weaver comes in that one
You mean
film with an alien
Ripley?
at the end?
Do you mean
No,
aliens?
no, there's a different film.
Aliens?
I'm thinking of a different film and she doesn't know how to hold a gun. I don't even think she's in a vest.
Is it
Is
Paul?
she in E.T.? It's Paul!
She's in Paul.
Jesus
It's Sigourney
I can't
Christ.
believe you got E.T. and Paul.
Is
mixed
Sigourney
up.
Weaver in Paul?
Yeah,
Like,
she is.
She's like a cameo at the end. It's very funny.
But to be fair,
She's also a
in-
cameo at the end of spoilers for both Paul and what's that film called? Cabin in the Woods.
she isn't Karen. But as Ripley, that would have been a proper good.
Lex, you missed out two really big ones. Which,
Sarah
thankfully...
Connor and Marlon Brando.
And Marlon Brando,
Mhm.
thanks twitch.tv/Mac_the_knife. That's harder to say under duress than you think it's going to be, and then you start saying it and it all falls apart.
Speaking of duress, what is your favourite Magic the Gathering card?
Well, Jacob, I think it might have to be the instant speed, one black mana spell,
Oh.
duress.
I thought you were going to say the instant speed 1 blue mana
Opt.
op.
Counter spell.
One mana
What
counter
if there was a
spell?
one mana? What do you? Unless it was one mana, sacrifice a creature or something. One mana,
Bring in the
sacrifice
1
a
mana
land.
counter spells.
Oh god! If we
And
were
if you use this counter creature, gain 1 mana. Or something.
what?
Can you imagine?
So you
That
could
could be an
I
unglued
can't believe
one.
I've just spent like 20 minutes talking about utter bullshit, and somehow this is still worse. Please
Not though,
can we
that's
not talk about
this is
Magic
the
the
thing.
Gathering?
This is better.
Oh.
This is better.
Well, I
Can we get
enjoyed
a
it.
straw poll? This is better.
Can we get a straw poll on whether or not you enjoyed learning about what the top 14 invest men are?
Headmod Malafalamaha, I know you're watching the fucking nerd shit Grand Prix.
I bet it's done by now.
Okay, well,
I'll do it.
thanks, Jacob. So, I can't believe you just spent 20
The
minutes
stock
talking about
market,
people
huh?
invest. Oh, so, the stock... How do we follow
Look,
that?
You said you wanted... Cody, you said you wanted to get more Eric Andre. I don't know what you want from me.
Eric Andre is short. 10 minutes tops. That was the length of 2 Eric Andre episodes.
Yeah,
So-
more Eric Andre than Eric Andre himself.
So, have you guys heard about what's going on in the stock market?
You know, I have actually. It sounds pretty crazy, Cody. Why don't you fill us in?
What are GameStop stocks currently
Currently,
valued at?
GameStop, or GME as they're known on the stock market for whatever reason, and that's what I'll refer to them from now on as, GME are sitting pretty at $325.
That Where were where were they at the beginning of the month, or maybe even
So-
just a couple of weeks ago?
Before this whole debacle started, GameStop or GME, they were going out of business since the pandemic. They're a proper earthy come into our shop and buy video games, a video game based memorabilia shop. People loved them in the early 2000s, but there's no place for them anymore, really. So during the pandemic, people can't come in, they can't sell video games, and they don't have much of an online presence, so their shares are plummeting. At $4 was their lowest. I think it might have dipped down to below that, but $4 was roughly where they were, this is a death now. A company this big, $4 shares is going out. And it's a shame, because I like GameStop.
Do you?
Yeah, GameStop is cool.
Have you ever been to a GameStop?
Yeah, they have GameStops in Ireland.
Do they? Okay. Fair.
For whatever reason.
But they tell you to stop playing games. I'd rather just go to a
No, that would be
business
called
to just game.
that. We're to say game, but it's not
They're 4
stop
letters
gaming.
cheaper.
It's
GameStop.
By the way,
Yeah,
we have got
it's
the results in from
GameStop.
the straw poll, and they concluded that the Magic
I
the
know.
Gathering talk was not better than
I'm-
learning about the
I know.
I'm going to vote.
the.
Well,
It's
I just
now
vote,
75.
yeah. Anyway, fair enough. So, as this massive company game, I've got a frog in my throat. As this new big company, GameStop, not new, as this company, GameStop, was going out of business, some of our friends, our investors at Wall Street, noticed this and thought, how best can we make a profit out of other people's misfortune, as they tend to do? And they decided they were going to short GameStop. Now,
Ooh.
Cody, tell me, what is shorting?
so sadly, I am
Could you
not
describe
Margot
this
Robbie
as-
in a bathtub, so it's not quite as interesting as they do it in the movie The Big Short. Shorting is where a company or a hedge fund, much like the hedge fund that is doing the shorting right now, or was, borrows shares from any given company active on the stock market, with a promise to give them back at a certain point for whatever reason. Shorting is where you borrow stocks from a failing company, you sell them on to whoever will take them, and when it goes to the time where you've got to give those shares back, or effectively pay them back, the price of the shares have gone down because the company's failing, so you make a small profit. And that is shorting, but if you do it enough, you'll make a big profit, which is what they did to the housing market in 2008, and though the people who did that are the only people who had a good late 2010s, 2000s even. So this big hedge fund, which I've unfortunately forgotten the name of, are trying to short GameStop, and that's sad. They're called.
I'll get the name up once you continue.
Thank you. I'm trying to short GameStop, and GameStop can't really do anything about it. They've got no liquidity. They can't do anything. Some absolute fucking maniacs on reddit.com/Wall Street Bets, which is described as if 4chan found a Bloomberg terminal. There's about 2 million of them at the time. Only a couple of these people found out what this hedge fund was doing to GameStop. And they spread the word to their other incel, weirdo, Reddit compadres. And they said, it turns out this hedge fund is trying to short GameStop. They're just profiting off of GameStop failing. What if us as a community all invest in GameStop to increase the share price? And because they're Reddit psychopaths, they just went, I haven't got anything better to do with my money. I'm going to invest in GameStop. So they all invest.
So I've just been holding up my hand, and I realise that you guys can't see that now. But 2 little bits of info here.
Yep.
One is that it is Melvin Capital, who are the main hedge fund.
Melvin Capital.
2 is that the user was u/deep fucking value.
Deep fucking value.
Who really kicked this off?
It was. Deep fucking value noticed it first and thought there was a lot of money in it. When he was right. But as it spread, of this idea of the stocks were rising up just past $4, other people started to realise that this was more of an opportunity than just to make money. This is an opportunity to stick it to Melvin. an opportunity to stick it to hedge funds, an opportunity to stick it to Wall Street. And eventually it started to snowball. And the height that it reached, which I have thankfully prepared for this stream, was $420.69. It's the fact that they got it so roundly to a number so perfect.
No, that's not the height, is it? Surely
that's
not.
the height. $420.69. The funniest number on the internet.
The simulation's broken. We're not real. We're not real people. This isn't. We're being written. Fuck off.
Do they really control it that much?
Yeah, I mean, it was just luck. It was just sheer luck that it ended up there.
Oh, okay.
And then it started to drop.
So they didn't see that it had peaked and then go,
No.
oh, everybody stop.
It was someone screenshot it, and it started to drop after that, and it dropped down past the 415 or whatever. But the height it has reached currently, although it's projected to possibly go higher than this again, is $420.69. And I'm going to take off this picture again because you'd rather look at our wonderful pictures, I assume. But
Oh, 420.69 is pretty good.
it is pretty good. But imagine that these Redditors. Oh, good. Apparently I was wrong. Maybe the peak apparently wasn't 420.69. It was 469.42 cent. So it went even higher. At least it has 69 in there.
And 4.2, which is start 420, and also the answer.
The life, the universe, and everything. But once it reached this peak of 469 and started dropping, one of the big trading apps Wall Street Bets were using to trade was called Robinhood Trading or something like that. They stopped people from investing in GameStop. They froze all the trades relating to GameStop and some other companies people were doing it with, smaller ones, which is super, super illegal. But the powers that be that owned that company were like, stop, it's going to take out our friends at Melvin. At this point, Melvin is almost completely gone. People have lost their houses, assets, everything's gone. Other hedge funds are having to bail them out. They go to the White House and ask for a bailout. It's reaching national news. But,
Hey,
what?
I do think... Why... The fact that these people get bailouts ever is just pathetic to me.
Right, it's because supposedly the whole thing of they're too big to fail.
They're not too big to fail.
No, but
There's no
rich
such thing.
people are going to lose their jobs. But if they're rich, they're clever, they can get another job maybe. Who cares?
They've got if they're that rich, they should have saved some money,
Exactly.
and then they can get
This
another.
is
They
the
can get
myth
another
of
fucking job.
meritocracy. The idea that the free market exists and that capitalism is inherently just the people who are best succeeding really falls apart when you look at anything that's happened ever for like any point of capitalist history.
Exactly.
It's just
The free market starts to prevail for a little while, and then everyone that is important, effectively, to put it in a horrible way, goes, no, we can't do this. Just go back to what you're doing. Go back to posting memes on Reddit. They tell the layman, I'll go invest. Anyone can do it. And then people do it, and they go, not like that. That's wrong.
You're just playing
as
it wrong.
our wonderful friend, the Mitten Man Bernard Sanders, once said, this country has socialism for the wealthy, this country being America, and
That
rugged
country.
individualism for the poor.
Yeah. It's a horrible divide. I don't agree with either side of it, which is why I hate America. So eventually
Same here.
Robinhood got sued completely. I think there's a court case on the way, but I'm not sure. I don't have my sources all in order. Yeah, sorry, I was just reading the chat for a moment regarding bailouts, but outdated information. Robinhood is being taken to court. People started using other trading apps, and after it froze, it dropped down to $1.95. The day after, in less than 24 hours after that drop, and people realised what Robinhood were doing, it reached $325 again, which it's where it's currently sat. And I believe the jump from $1.95 to $325 is the single biggest jump it experienced throughout this entire ordeal. So trying to stop what was happening just made the problem so much worse.
Publicity, isn't it?
It is. Elon Musk early on.
Oh, the Streisand effect. I'll talk about that later.
That sounds interesting. I love Barbara Streisand. But Elon Musk
Really?
tweeted out. Thank you. Elon Musk tweeted out. I believe the term "game stonks" in relation to this, and the share price went up like 20%.
He's the richest man in the world, and he's
the richest man in the world, and he overtook Jeff Bezos in like a year. So I mean, destroy Amazon.
I'm so sad.
That's what my
destroy Amazon, destroy Tesla. Not the guy. The guy was great. He's a friend of the show.
He's
Nikola
also
Tesla,
he's a friend of the show. He's also been destroyed a
And
long
dead.
time ago.
Elon Musk, enemy of the show.
Friend of the show. Friend of the show.
Enemy of
He's-
me,
Elon Musk
personally.
is not a friend of mine. He can fuck off.
Yeah,
He's a friend.
Elon Musk can get fucked.
He's a friend of mine because he's rich.
What?
That's
Just
it.
because you're the wealthy one, you bastard.
Anyway,
Go around here with your fancy schmancy Greg's job.
but
Cody be looking at the richest man on earth whilst he's.
well,
How come all the
Oh my
rich
God,
people get
this is
half
me.
price pasties? What the fuck's with that?
if you want half price pasties, just come work at Greg's. But yeah, now it's the
All
problem's
the
not
money
gone.
in the world
This is
can't
not.
buy you 50% off of Greg's pasty.
This is not. This is not the end. This is not the end of the event. This is not.
No.
It's still going on to the point where another strange Redditor bought a billboard in Times Square that said
saw that.
"GME go brrr," which is again fantastic.
How much would that have cost that person?
So much money. Wall Street
How long
Bets'
did he
membership has gone up from 2 million to something like nearly 6 in the last week as well. I'm hoping
Really?
that once this all blows over, which I'm hoping isn't for a long time, after Wall Street collapses and Reddit takes over, I'm hoping this
just so you
encourages
know-
people to get in and invest in things.
Not 6 million, 7.5 million.
Oh my god! The last time I checked, which was probably the day before yesterday, it was at 6 million.
7.5.
It's insane! I don't know what else to say
So-
about it.
From an economic standpoint, why is this an issue?
In what sense?
Why is the GME stocks being inflated in this way potentially an issue other than for the hedge fund people? Or is it an issue at all?
It's not an
So-
issue at all. The only issue is that when the share price of GME goes up, when the hedge funds and other people have got...
So it's only an issue for the hedge
It's-
hedge funds who are trying to bullshit the system anyway.
yeah,
Because
Thank
what it
God.
is that the hedge funds, are absolutely bound. They have to buy those stocks back because the
Yeah.
stocks they sold weren't technically theirs. So no matter how that price gets, they have to try to get those stocks back to the people who they bought them from.
because it's borrowing. That's the whole part of shorting. is
Yeah.
that they don't buy it outright.
So there's no other impact down the line that affects something
Well,
else.
I think this should have an effect on inflation, right? This is the idea of the
Possibly.
free market.
Inflation is a point
businesses-
I'd have to research far more. That's big economics.
So a couple of things from twitch.tv/IMNM in the chat here. One asking if we've seen the planes flying the banners around.
I have
I
not.
have. They
Why
flew
not?
a plane over Melbourne Capital with a banner saying something like I can't remember what it said. I'll find it. But the other thing is that so market manipulation is. I mean, it's illegal, but it's illegal when anyone does it, and the rich.
Yeah,
have
they
been
were doing it anyway.
forever.
The
Yeah. Borrowing to sell off to people who are going to get screwed later is the same thing.
Hmm.
So they deserve it, as far as I'm.
I have a
I mean,
picture of
insider
the banner,
trading
but I
is the
can't
reality.
read it.
You can't read it because it's too inappropriate, or
No, because it's
you've become illiterate again.
No, because it's such a bad picture. There's one that said "Suck my nuts, Robin Hood," and another one that said "We are all GameStop," which is nice.
Is there one that says maybe the Gamestops were the
Friends who made along
stocks
the
we
way.
found along the way?
The stonks made along the way.
Stonks we made along the way.
But
So these people who have been buying these stocks to inflate the price.
Yeah.
Are they gonna make a profit off of this, or are they just putting loads
they
of money
might
into the
not.
They
meme?
might, if they keep holding to the point. It became more of a personal. I say personal, more of a crusade.
Yeah, I know
when it
that,
took
but
off.
could they? Are they at least gonna break? Have they just put loads of money into
Some
screwing
people
over
will
these
break
other
even,
people?
but if people will hold for like a ridiculous amount of time for whatever reason, when the hype dies down, they might not make a profit. But that's
Okay.
on them.
But here's
Well,
the
yeah.
thing: is that holding for as long as they can. There are people right now who could cash out and become much more wealthier than they are, even conceptually millionaires if they bought enough shares, which I think some people did.
Mm.
But they don't want to because this is not about a way to make money anymore. This has become vengeance. This is
I know.
people lashing back against the elite
This is
in
using
a
the
very
system they set up, and that a lot of people don't understand. And I think intentionally it's made so it's hard to understand. And they're using that system to strike back against what they think is
I know,
not
but
right.
I would also like it for the heroes of our story to get a little reward for their actions.
I think
If
overall you can rest easy that they're going to make money.
they're at least not going to lose loads of money
No.
because they went a bit stupid for a meme.
Mm.
Except for the people who buy billboards and planes.
Yeah,
But maybe their stocks paid for it.
exactly.
That's the thing.
Maybe they
Here's
sold
the
their
other-
stocks and they got a plane, and that's even better.
I'll say this. I think, in my view of this, and this could be wrong, is that this is almost the re-emergence of the middle class to some extent, because we haven't had a middle class properly in the sort of dialectic sense for quite a long time. The gap has been broadening and broadening with the rich and the poor, and the whole squeeze middle. I mean, I don't necessarily think this is the best way for things to go for my sort of very left wing anarcho-commie sort of ideal. But what we're seeing is the people who were really directly turned on during the 2008 crisis and everything getting back. Like I've read a lot of these stories about people who lost everything during this time.
And
Their
were
parents
blamed.
just they got cleaned out.
Something like this couldn't have even been done in 2008 because it was the housing market. You can't really invest in the housing market to make the shares go up. It was just it was an inevitability, which people knew was coming.
Yeah, as twitch.tv/second plan says, there have been a lot of people using money to aid local charities and such. Like, I don't like a lot of these people are not people who personally I would necessarily call great, because they're like Elon Musk heads who are ultimately very, very pro-capitalism and think that you can fix the system, which I don't. But that's ideological differences here. But this is still like, have you seen the people trying to paint this as like an alt-right thing? Have you seen that?
There's always people trying to paint everything except the things that they do as alt-right thing.
Well, yeah, but this is more specifically the neoliberals trying to protect themselves by just throwing baseless accusations.
That's what I mean.
Almost no matter your political standpoint or what you think of Wall Street and the stock market and all of that fucking nonsense, which is just nonsense, you have to realise and admit that this overall is an outcry of just fairly normal people. That
I think this is fucking fantastic.
it is fucking
This is
fantastic.
great. It's so funny and it's
I'm
so
not
good.
saying that the system is set up in a good way, but
Oh,
this
no.
is fucking fantastic.
It is.
But it's exposing the
It's
flaws.
absolutely using the system against the people who set it up.
I love it.
This is the
They should
most.
buy
free-
Robin Hood.
This is the most free market thing that's happened maybe ever.
Yeah.
And even that was tried to. Was almost stopped. Thank God. The White House said, no, we're not bailing you out. Could you imagine how different this story would be if the White House bailed out Melvin and the other hedge funds?
As in, if a different person was still in the White House at the moment. Is that what happened?
That's debatable. I guess Trump would probably do it because he was so manipulated by everyone around him, and he was insane. But I would
He would
hope
have had some mates.
he would have had some mates there.
And maybe he would have done it if they'd have offered him something in return, like, hey, people who have, but I can't do a fucking Trump impression.
Why is Trump a mob boss?
I don't know.
Trump Marlon Brando. I invite you to the White House on the day of my daughter's wedding.
You come to the White House
I mean, Trump
on the
kind
day
of
of my
sounds
wedding to
something
my
like that.
daughter.
But
look,
what if he
that's
said,
me for bailout.
if you help me rig the election, then I'll bail you out. And then they said no. Then they're like, well, you're clearly my enemies, so no. So I guess it could have gone either way with old Trumpy boy.
It could have gone.
But I want somebody who made stonks out of this to buy Robin Hood and company
so
and like change the world for the better. That would be hilarious.
I really think Trump would have ended up siding with the.
part of me hopes
I mean, because ultimately they are of his stock. They're of his kind. You know, he is a businessman. He is.
Yep.
I would have
His
hoped
children are
that
all
his
investors.
capitalist part of him would have realised that this is the will of the people. But during his
But Trump
presidency,
isn't
he was insane. Yeah, no, he couldn't have. He would have just sided with the hedge funds and bailed them out.
Yeah, I just ignored it.
But yeah,
Said it was China doing something.
China. Okay, we've come full circle. I mean, a Trump impression is about as funny as belching or farting and Rick and Morty. And the thing about the stock market is you don't need a high IQ to understand it.
You don't, but they want you to think that you do.
They want you...
It's just numbers.
Listen, they tell you that the stock market is like Rick and Morty, but it's actually like Futurama.
But a lot of people don't understand Futurama, Cody.
But just...
Are you trying to say it is an actual high IQ thing?
No. Okay,
Or not just a fake high IQ
What
thing?
is a easy show that is universally loved and not bad?
Plop.
They try and tell you it's like Rick and Morty, but it's actually like Plop.
I don't think Futurama is.
I don't think we're going to get a better sign off than that.
I don't think we're going to get a better sign off than that. Will of the People.
So,
Will of the People is my favourite actor from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And Men in Black. I think that's the end. I think we've made it to the end.
I think we have. That feels like a good time. So, can I ask you guys, Jacob, did you like the podcast?
I think this one has been the worst so far, but regardless, I did enjoy the podcast. I did like the podcast.
I still think the worst was the first, which was a rhyme.
I would agree with
because
that.
I felt so nervous during it.
But the first was, it had the excuse of being the first one.
It did.
This one has no excuse.
This is a month of P.L.O.P. Thank you everyone for enjoying the month of P.L.O.P. with us. And I hope you enjoy the next one.
Now, when's Chinese New Year? It'll be the year of the plot.
Can I just ask you a quick question, Lex?
Yeah.
Who's the host?
I think you are, right?
So, Jacob, I'm going to ask you a question. Did you?
But the thing is, Cody,
did you like our podcast?
You failed each time to do.
Did you like our podcast?
The people, Cody.
I did like the podcast.
This isn't
Cody.
a democracy. Don't kid yourself. Did you like the podcast, Lex?
Yes, but I would also like to ask the chat. Did you like the podcast, chat?
No, you keep getting it wrong, guys. We say we like the podcast, and then we ask the chat to please like our podcast.
Okay, we're going to have one more shot at this. Jacob, did you like the podcast?
Yes, I liked this podcast.
Lex, did you like our podcast?
Yes, I did.
Chat, please like our podcast. Even if you disagree with some of the political views shared.